Brad, just your thoughts on a big marquee matchup, number 2 and number 3, playing this weekend.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Obviously, a rival of ours in the NCHC, but when you look at kind of the series that we've had, or our schedule, I should say, in the first half, when BU and Minnesota, those are rivals too. Those are big series as well, and just another one in a tough schedule. And I know our guys are really looking forward to getting on the road again.
How have you guys used the altitude room this week?
This week, we've used it the last 3 weeks. So we've gradually used it throughout workouts. We've done post-game stretches and different things after our games as well on Saturday. So we've used it for 3 weeks here on a pretty consistent basis.
Is that something you'll do when you go to CC as well?
Yeah, for sure. And it's just not because we go to CC in Denver. We've been using it a little bit throughout the first half of the season here, sprinkling it in. But over the last 3 weeks, we've really concentrated on using it and doing it at post game too on Saturdays.
What are some things that the players need to do on Friday and Saturday, knowing with it, altitude can change some things? I know for some guys.
Yeah, I shift management. Keeping shifts short right away. I think obviously we're a 4-line team with 6 defensemen. That's the strength of our team, and knowing that we can't get extended out, like making sure that the shifts are short, let somebody else that has energy go, and making sure that we use everybody on the bench. I think it's situation too. Specialty teams will probably come into it too, where some guys will get maybe taxed a little bit more than others. But at the end of the day, I think it's a big deal as far as having 4 lines and 6 defensemen.
Where's Jake Schmaltz at?
He's all in. He's full practice, full battle drills, full compete drills. He looks good. So he's on his regular line.
How does that? You're playing a really offensive team. How can he impact things defending a team like that?
Yeah, I think a few things. First of all, he's a good two-way player. He's very sound defensively. He brings good offense as well. But I think just baseline, when you look at some of our players, and even Reese Gaber as well, on his line, just bringing really good, sound, foundational play away from the puck, identity, attitude towards how we need to play. And, we've got skill. Well, I mean, we're going to make our share of plays and we're going to get our looks and different things. But I think biggest thing is our play away from the puck against a very good team as well. And everybody committed to doing that. And I thought we've had a really good week of practice as far as honing in on some concepts that we want to try to get to when we get to Denver.
Where's Albrecht at?
He will be unavailable again. And again, it's one of those things where I think you probably could try to test it or try it. He's a big part of our group, and I think we feel we've got a long season ahead of us, a productive season ahead of us, that we want to make sure that when he comes back in our lineup, he's close to being 100% healthy, so that he can finish the year strong with us.
You've got to like where the 4th and 5th line guys have played recently, though.
Absolutely. When you talk about depth of your team, scoring is one thing, but also having the confidence to put those guys out there against any line. And doing a job. And when Jackson Kuntz and Griffin Ness and Dane Montgomery go over the boards, playing that style of hockey or that brand of hockey gives the rest of the team a boost as well, knowing that they're a big part of our team.
How would you describe Jake Livanavage's game to someone who's never seen him play?
I don't know. We've had a lot of players here, and again, everybody's a little bit different on what they bring to the table, but I think he's got a little Troy Stetcher in him as far as his game. Troy Stetcher wasn't the biggest defenseman, but he played like he was. And when Jake Livanavage just hops over the boards, he's playing for keeps. He's very good with the puck, very headsy, high-end hockey IQ, but his defensive play too for I guess a mid-level or average-sized body defenseman. He plays bigger than he is, and I remember Troy Stetcher did that. Going into corners, coming out with pucks, just having that mentality of competing hard every shift.
How do you become a really good defensive player when you were a smaller D-man and not get pushed off of pucks?
Well, I think just your quickness and your awareness, right? Yeah, I think first of all you got to be quick, and he's very agile, he's very quick, but he's also got to have pre-puck awareness as far as situations where he has to maybe beat a guy to a puck or be in a situation where he has to be in a spot before maybe a bigger body gets there. And that comes from hockey IQ and intellect. And I think he absolutely has the quickness and agility, great skating ability, but also that hockey IQ, that acumen that gives you a chance to be ahead of the play.
We talk about depth so much, but do you feel like it's on display maybe sooner this year than past?
Yeah, I think so. And I think a little bit has to do with the transfer portal. Having guys that have played a ton of experience for other really good programs coming into our group here and knowing what's coming ahead of them. Obviously, not being in the NCHC or being in as far as our part of our culture and how we play, but I think guys have been in battles before, and I think that transcends onto not only the returning guys, but also our freshmen here, helping those guys, get up to speed. And again, I think our guys have done a good job. It gets exponentially tougher as we go. We're in the back in the NCHC again. It doesn't matter who you're playing, Denver or anybody else. Those are tough, hard games. And again, we're going to have to be at our best this weekend.
I know Brad was talking about Denver being the top offense in the country. Do you see it being an offensive battle this weekend, or do you see the defenses stepping up too?
Well, I think it's a situation where I think both teams have respect for each other, and I think both teams want to make plays, and both teams can make plays. But I think both teams, I know our team is concentrating on our play away from the puck as far as, hey, when we don't want it, we want to get it back, and we want to make sure we're in good spots and we're in good situations where we don't give up outnumbered rushes and give teams opportunity for momentum that way. And, there's a balance, right? At the end of the day, I think you want to create a lot of offense, but you got to do it smartly. Yeah, you got to make sure that you defend well, and we've been finding that out, compared to last year. If you defend well, you're going to get your opportunities and looks, and we got to make sure that we defend well.